Video number 73. I'm back. Yeah, guess we lost a little bit of the consistency, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm falling apart. I literally haven't slept too much over the past weekend, and that was good. We had really, really good weekend. Everything really worked out. Just want to kind of walk through it. And yeah, and it's getting a lot more serious. This is real. It's happening. Uh, we're here. Wearing my glasses today, and honestly, okay, so drove to Florida. The way there was great. Yeah, it was pretty basic. Got there. So okay, on the way I made a couple of stops just to sort of break the trip up. Got a haircut. Just yeah, small things like that. Got the cards, the business cards, which actually, because so they actually came out wrong when I got it. I don't remember if I put that in the last video. So I made them, well, I didn't make them. I went in there, I was like, what should I do? Blah, blah, blah. So they said they'll reprint it in a store in Florida. So as I got down, I basically went picked it up. I went out with the people from Germany because they were already there the day before. So we went out that night and just basically, got ice cream, went to the bar, just chilled, got to know each other a little bit, which was really good. Then the next day was the first day of the actual conference. The Japanese people got in the night before, like that night. So like we all showed up late, whatever. We ended up setting up the booth. The booth came out really, really nice. Or whatever. Really, like it got a lot of people to come over. Yeah, got a bunch of talking there. That was great. The next day we had the local Fox station come down to do an interview. I think I did terribly, honestly, but it's recorded, it's live, it exists, and that's a good first impression. Luckily, I had the other people on my team to save me, which turned out to be great. Yeah, and basically, yeah, I'm like, sorry, it's just really tired, but I just want to get this out, talk about what happened, and sort of get these videos back going. Then we had the next day, I ended up giving a speech about it, which was great. We got, I got to promote WSPEC a bit, even though it wasn't, yeah, again, even though with all these things, I don't, maybe I'm just hating on myself and just, pushing myself harder, but I don't think I'm doing too well. But at the end of the day, they're making connections and they're growing and they're good relationships. So did that. And then later on, I developed a connection that may become a potential sponsor or partner. So it, it's definitely worth it if it happens, right? So it's not about kind of how well you do. It's more just doing it, even if it sucks, it shows you put an effort into it. And that's what people want to see, right? Yeah, you don't always need to get it perfect. Yeah, so that we did that. That was great. Then, uh, yeah, it was pretty yeah, regular day. Otherwise, that night that night I was so drained already. Yeah, the second night, yeah, it was drained. I just needed to rest, went to sleep, sort of. That was the longest I slept for any of these nights. I slept like 6 hours that night, which was, I guess that's a lot, compared to what the other nights were. Then the next day, we had the booth all day. Again, a lot of people walked over. It's also the space elevator day, so there was like a whole track for that. So it was very interesting. Also went to dinner that night with the crew, which was interesting. It was very cool. There's some people there that I wanted to meet, but didn't end up being able to meet. And I guess I should have expected that because people like Jared Isaacman you can't really meet them. Like, I mean, I guess you can, but like in a situation like that where there's like a ton of people just walking up to them, it doesn't mean you're not really developing any genuine connection, and that's whatever. So it was that. We ended up going there. We ended up going to a party afterward. Went to another party, which was actually really cool. It was like just a bunch of these, yeah, retired scientists and engineers and like really, really smart people. And they're just, it was just like, it was a very, very interesting experience, right? Like a real nerdy party in a very cool way. Yeah, I guess it's hard to explain, but it was just imagine, there's a whiteboard and there was just just talking about math and just going deep physics and just at a party where everyone's just drinking and having fun. So it was a very it was very cool. It's a very good experience. Then we wanted to go watch a launch, but they ended up scrubbing the launch that night. So we wanted to watch it out the window. So that was that. We went the next day, which was okay. Then by the time we got back, whatever, I slept for like a few hours that night. Then I slept for 3 hours, I think it was. And then the next morning, we had the big important meeting for, kind of figuring out what roles everyone's going to have, how we want to organize the organization, um, discuss those stuff. I need to work on some papers and things, and that worked great. I think it went very well. Sort of assigned positions and people to be in charge of certain things. And then lastly, and then after that, it was pretty quiet. So we're like, okay, we're gonna take everyone's just started taking part their stands earlier. Just like, okay, after the last event started and people, no one's really gonna be walking by anymore that day, we just started taking everything apart. We took all the tables apart, and all those type of stuff. And then we went to, and then I was like, okay, well, the plan was then to basically do that, and then I was gonna start heading back and then sort of stop overnight somewhere. Like, hey, that launch that got pushed off last night was gonna be that night. But it was like 1:30 a.m. So then Mr. Ono from Japan basically offered to have a barbecue instead. So I was like, okay, I'll stay for dinner and then we'll watch the launch and then I'll head back after. But then if I'm doing that, I should go and get some sleep because, then I don't want to stop again at night. I'll just, I should get some sleep then during the day and then be able to just go, wake up and just drive straight. Which was made sense, but I didn't really get a chance to fall asleep because it was such a short amount of time anyway. It was like 2 hours of gap. So I kind of, yeah, maybe I slept for like 2 hours, but then woke back up and basically just, yeah, we had the barbecue, which was really good. And then we went to watch the launch, which was really cool. Honestly, I mean, it's so standard now, but for a space nerd and for anyone, it's really cool to see a launch, to see a rocket launching. It's something else in real life. And that's the most incredible thing for me is just that it kept going. Right? It just went up and it just kept going up. And it's really cool. Really, really cool. I don't want to be on one. But yes, that was that. We watched the rocket launch. Then after that I started driving back. And then yeah, drove overnight, didn't get to whatever was kind of okay. And then it kind of got to a point in the morning where I was just falling off my head. So I went to a rest stop and just got like an energy drink. There was supposed to be another launch. There was another launch, but I couldn't see it because I was already in like I was already 2 states up, one state up at that point. Yeah, so it's just too cloudy. It wasn't gonna see it anyway. But I stopped at a rest stop, just got energy drinks, things like that. Didn't really keep me up. Ended up going to another rest stop, sleeping for a bit. Whatever. It was basically a track back. I guess the not smart part and the part that my lesson on is make sure you get rested before you go, because otherwise it's going to be a disaster the whole way. Just literally just being so uncomfortable and my body just not being able to handle it. But I guess this is it, right? This is what I want to do. I want to learn my limits, like the real limits that I could physically handle in terms of being able to be awake, being able to push myself to work harder, and it's good. But yeah, it was an experience. I still have to recover from it. So yeah, I got back last night, went basically to sleep, and then well, got home. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I didn't fall asleep right away, which is surprising. I just couldn't. Like, I would take a shower because I was just felt disgusting driving all day, and a day and a half, so 2 days just driving in 100-degree weather. It was also super hot, and then yeah, got home, took a shower, and then just basically like I guess I was so overtired, like my body just didn't fall asleep. So I was like, yeah, I ended up just chilling up for an hour, just watch TV a little bit, and then I just conked out, and that was that. Went to sleep. Woke up regular time today, but then I was like, I should sleep in a little bit, just an extra hour to make sure I just kind of get some like almost. I guess like no, I guess I went to sleep a little early too, so I got about 8 hours of sleep tonight. Just kind of puts me back on a sort of regular stream. I woke up, I was fine in the morning. Um, Right, and then yeah, so a ton of work today, just getting stuff done. Kind of taking it chill in terms of, yeah, I guess not really working nonstop because there's just so much to catch up on that I missed. Emailed a couple people. I still have a bunch of people that I have to get back in contact with that I got my cards for. Um, just connections that we're building there. We've scheduled a weekly meeting. Tomorrow I have something with the podcast, personal podcast. So hopefully I can talk more about that maybe tomorrow. Um, then there's, yeah, so today was just a bunch of that. Honestly, just, yeah, very, very, very drained, very tired about it. Oh, yeah, and just randomly today, just having these waves of like just super tiredness where like, just, yeah, I feel it's like, yeah, I push myself a little bit too much, I think. But it's good to know this limit and to understand that it's like, I calculated I had like maybe 18 or 19 hours of sleep in the past 6 days. So it's not healthy, obviously, and it was, I think, for a good reason. I was doing a lot of stuff. Maybe I didn't need to come in as early every day. Maybe I didn't need to stay in as late. Obviously, there were things I could have done there. I was definitely there the first every day. I was definitely out. I don't know if I was out the last, but I was, there. Um, yeah, I don't know what it is actually, because all the, I mean, not, yeah, I guess not on, yeah, they all came in later, or they all broke it up with different things though. Because they went to the park one day, and yeah, it was just a lot of work. That's it. And I'm not complaining about it. I am absolutely fine with that. And I hope my life stays like this, But I have to keep it controlled. I think the 6 hours of sleep a night should be is a hard limit. And I think that, you should also, whatever it is, to pick a hard limit at some point where you have to sleep that amount. And again, obviously, it's once in a while, and this is kind of that once in a while. I'm not gonna say it's gonna keep happening, but we are planning on doing multiple of these events. Maybe, one, probably like three more, I would say, is what we're talking about. So to do this, it's gonna cost some, it's gonna take, yeah, it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna not, I mean, I could do this technically three more times if I feel like it's worth it. But I don't think it is. I think it's smart to just scale it and realize kind of how much I can physically handle. And I mean, doing this stuff is great. Could definitely do this, could definitely go to these parties, could definitely talk to these people. And I speak too fast, something I really have to work on. But I could, but I think I could do this in a healthy way, like a normal person, and set 6 hours of sleep a night is what I should be doing. I don't. I think, yeah, I think, they say to have 7 or 8 hours a night on average. If I'm not going to be able to do that, and my ideology is I don't want to be doing that because that's too much time that I feel is unnecessary, and I could totally be wrong, and yeah, be wrong. But I think 6 hours is I can function fine on 6 hours, like absolutely fine. But it needs to be 6 hours. Like I need those 2 hours of sleep is if you go continually without it, one night is fine. But if I do it continually, and then maybe also just the yesterday itself, just that whole it was basically 20 hours of sleep for like 5 days, and then I just stayed up for the next 24 hours plus. So just on top of everything, it was just, yeah, it really knocked me a little bit. I think I may, my throat's hurting me and stuff, so definitely under the weather and everything. But hey, back to work, regular time. I mean, not regular time. I actually came in like an hour later today because my fiance was like, you thought you should sleep in. And I was like, yeah, I did. Like, that was it. I got my sleep in. I was able to sleep an extra hour, which is nice. But that's that. Life continues. I can't sit around and, have a company to build. And if I don't build it, no one's going to build it for me. So, um, people are motivated. We got everyone, excited, and I think we're going somewhere. I really do. Yeah, that's it. Sent a couple emails today. We'll see. The feedback was great. So I really think we're moving somewhere forward. I know this video might be totally dead, but I think it's good to have some kind of recording about this with me like this a little bit, I guess, because it's just part of history now. And that's it. This is where we are. There's going to be more like this. I'm sure I'm going to push myself past my limit again for other things. I'm sure I'm going to find other limits. And that's the fun. That's the whole journey of really doing this and building something so big. Yeah, some really good relationships, like I said, a lot of really good connections, and that's really what it was for. but mostly really the connections that were I think the biggest are the ones from my actual team, the actual people that we've been talking to all this time, but not really having met so in person. So there's something to meeting people in person. Either way, hope it made sense. Hope it's good. I'm back. Hopefully, we should continue these on a regular basis now. Again, if I start traveling a lot more, we'll have to, we'll see. But, and yeah, good luck.